Today, I am going to talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I went and saw it last night with my friends, and I am going to go over this film and my thoughts. Now, before I say anything about this film, I just want to preface what I'm about to say. Don't let this deter you from watching the film. If you want to go and watch the film for yourself, by all means, go ahead. If you saw the film and you love it, hey, more power to you. But, how did I find the film? How do I think about the film? Is it as bad as everyone online has been saying? Are all the negative reviews correct, saying this film is not good? Well, in my opinion, yes. Yes, this film is not good. This film is terrible. It is a terrible film. I almost hate it. I have not been this disappointed by a movie in a long time. I almost hate this film. Now, does this make sense? I hate this film, but it's not a film I hate to the point I will never watch again. You know, it's not that bad to the point I'll never watch it again. But this film is, it's so disappointing. It's so bad. I was supposed to watch this movie a week ago. Hell, I was supposed to watch this movie way earlier than that. My friends, they wanted to go watch it together, but then these indecisive fuckers just couldn't decide on a date and time. So last week, when we were about to decide to go and watch it, when we finally decided, oh, it was all sold out. So, well, not sold out, but there wasn't enough room to where we can all sit together. So, we delayed it an entire week just to watch it on Tuesdays for that $4.99. Hey, $5 tickets, that's pretty good. And you know what? Great! Because I would not have wanted to spend any more than $5 watching this film. This film is garbage. I am so disappointed by this film. Honestly, I could cry. This film is so disappointing. After watching this film, I feel sorry for me. What, like 8 months ago when this film was announced? 8 months ago, or whatever, a year ago, younger me, when he saw that the Mario Galaxy movie sequel would be a Galaxy film, and that almost made him climax on the spot. I feel so sorry for him because of the product we ended up getting. I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching the film, when my butt was on the seat in the actual theater watching the film, I enjoyed it, you know? But then, after finishing the film, really having some time to think about it, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that film was pretty bad. And then the even more I thought about it, I started to feel upset. I started to feel angry, like, wow, that film was really bad. Now that I think about it, it was horrible. So anyways, let me go over the film as best as I can according to my memory since I watched it last night. Oh, also, one more thing. When we went to the theater, so this is brand new, when we entered the theater, there was a new arcade system, a new arcade section, or at least it was very small, like a handful of arcade games. There was an Injustice arcade game, like the Injustice game. There was an Injustice arcade game where it said, advertised on the screen, every play guarantees one card, like a trading card. You could also just spend your money and buy the card itself. You don't actually have to play the game. I did it twice. Because, you know, the curiosity got the better of me. My first time, I got a Doomsday card, which is like, I got the worst pull out of all my friends. My friends got a Superman card, a Batman card. My friend actually got like a 4-star rare with like 3 characters on it. In case anyone's curious, it's the Series 4 Arcade Injustice card set, I guess. There was even a Mortal Kombat Scorpion card in the set. I got Doomsday, and I don't even remember what the second card I got was. But it was not good. And of course, the Harley Quinn card was like the 5-star rare pull. You know, whatever. Anyways, so let's talk about the Super Peach Odyssey movie. I mean, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I want you guys to also keep in mind, I am a huge fan of Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy 2 is my #1 favorite Mario game of all time. And Galaxy 1, yeah, it's up there. So, I love the Mario Galaxy games. Hell, I almost felt like booting it up again and playing Peak after the atrocity I just saw on screen. Not gonna lie to you guys, I do have plans to play Galaxy 2 again on the channel, so expect that sometime in the future. But yeah, I love the Mario Galaxy games. They are my favorite Mario games. And to watch their legacy be shat on by this movie, I am so disappointed. Let me just tell you this. 15 plus years ago, when the Super Mario games came out, we were never gonna get a movie. That was a fever dream. An actual feature film about Mario Galaxy, that was never gonna happen. And now that we actually do have a Mario Galaxy movie, that still hasn't happened. Really keep this in mind, folks. If you've seen the movie, really keep this in mind. We will never get a Super Mario Galaxy movie. At least not one proper. And I really wanted to like this film. I wanted, or at least I hoped, all of the negative reviews online, everyone complaining, they were just like blowing it out of proportion. I hope the movie was at least redeemable, had redeemable traits. No, this film is awful. This film is garbage. It is so terrible. I am angry at this film's existence. Okay, so let's begin. The Mario Galaxy movie begins with us floating in space and us actually going to the Comet Observatory. And the Comet Observatory looks a little different, I'm not gonna lie, but fine, they had to translate it for film. Fine, it's a little more, the design has a little bit more than the actual game does, but like it's not like any of those design matters because you spend almost no time at the Comet Observatory. So we begin the film on the Comet Observatory with Rosalina calling all of the Lumas to sleep. It's bedtime. Man, the Lumas with mouths just don't feel right, but whatever. So yeah, it's time for Rosalina to read a bedtime story to all the Lumas. She was about to read a story about Princess Peach, but then all the Lumas wants to hear the stories about the plumber. One of the Lumas even wants to hear the story about Donkey Kong too. Which I also want to point out, Donkey Kong is not in this film. He only makes a tiny cameo near the beginning of the film, but Donkey Kong is not in this film. So no Seth Rogen voicing anything in this film. Like, Donkey Kong didn't even have a single line in this film. He only appeared as a cameo. Right, so Rosalina was about to read a story to the Lumas, but then, oh no, it's Mega Leg attacking the Comet Observatory, so Rosalina has to go out and fight. Rosalina explicitly tells the Lumas to tuck themselves in while she takes care of business. So Rosalina has to do some ass kicking by fighting Mega Leg. Mega Leg does not really function the way it does in the game. But whatever, it's film, whatever. So yeah, we get this fight scene between Rosalina and Megaleg. So one of the Lumas peeks its head out to call out to its mother, but then, yeah, it really shouldn't have done that because it alerted the presence of other beings to Megaleg, so Megaleg fires a bunch of bullet bills into Rosalina's study. I forgot to mention that. Rosalina's library. So Rosalina, in trying to protect her Lumas, she gets captured. It's revealed that inside Megaleg is being controlled by Bowser Jr., and I think Kamek was inside too? You know what, I'm not going to hate on this change too much, because in the game, Megaleg was powered by the Grand Star, not Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. wasn't even present in Galaxy 1. He was present in Galaxy 2. But fine. Mix mashing a little bit, fine. Alright, so Rosalina and Luma gets captured together. But, you know, only one single Luma got captured. You know what's another thing they absolutely failed to depict for the film? The baby Luma inside Mario's hat. The film, we actually do see the peach, well, I shouldn't say peach, the beige-colored baby Luma among the other Lumas. But does baby Luma make it into Mario's hat? No. Does Mario ever spin in the film? No. So anyways, I'm so disappointed by this film. I hate this film. And yet, I still collected the McDonald's toys. Oh, I should also check, how much Dynite ore am I at now? I'll be honest, I should be getting some schoolwork done, because I only have like 5 days left of the course until it's final exam time. But instead, I'm here complaining about the Mario Galaxy movie in front of you. Buy me the expensive items. Once again, don't splurge everything. Okay, so I also want to ask you guys this. This is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. How many Mario Galaxy levels do you think they put into the film? Because they have a ton to choose from. Do you think they put 10 levels? 20 levels? How many designs from the game do you think they actually translated to film? Well, let me just answer you folks real quick. 1! They went to 1 Galaxy level in this entire film based on the 2 games with tens to dozens of level designs. They only visited 1. You could argue 2, you could argue 3, but the 3 is very, very hard to argue. Let me just jump ahead. The only level that we actually visit properly from the game, Gateway Galaxy. You know, the tutorial from the first game. What are the other 2 levels that we may have visited? The Comet Observatory, which is a huge stretch because we've only ever seen the outside, like the far back exterior, and Rosalina's study. And the 3rd level, not really much of a level. We meet the Queen Bee, which is kind of fitting. We have Vespiquen on screen. We have the Queen Bee, but we don't really explore the level. Like, it was just the characters in the film. Whatever. Anyways, so, moving forward. So, we revisit the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario and Luigi are riding on their motorcycles in the desert because they are in the Sand Kingdom. Mario Odyssey's Sand Kingdom, where we saw this in the trailer. They went to the Sand Kingdom because inside of the upside down pyramid there is a pipe issue. So Mario and Luigi, they have to go and clear out the pipe. They power up with fire flowers to light up the area to see. They go and clear out the pipe and they discover Yoshi is in the pipe. Mario questions, "How did you get in there, little guy?" And we actually do follow up with the post-credit scene from the first Mario movie. The post-credit scene with Yoshi's egg. We see the aftermath. We see Yoshi hatch from his egg. He is in Brooklyn, New York. He came out of the sewers and just wanders the streets of Brooklyn, New York. And then you get this mic drop moment with this montage of Yoshi, a newborn by the way, with Yoshi walking around New York, causing trouble. Eventually, Yoshi visits the museum where he makes the dinosaur skeleton collapse. So security is chasing him, and for Yoshi to get away, goes back into the sewers and goes through the pipe, and thus ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. A couple things to say about that. First of all, I don't know what happened with the animation here. When Yoshi was running from the police, why did it look AI? Why did it look so bad? And second, that still doesn't explain how Yoshi is in New York. The post-credit scene simply just showed us Yoshi's egg, and this film showed us Yoshi hatching from said egg. Where did the egg come from? How did Yoshi's egg even get there? Whatever. Don't worry about it. Unimportant. So, Yoshi teams up with Mario and Luigi, where Yoshi borderline hijacks Luigi's bike, and they drive back to the Mushroom Kingdom. Over on Planet Bowser, we see that Bowser Jr. has created an empire for himself and his father. What is Bowser Jr.'s plan? He wants to free his father from, captivity on the Mushroom Kingdom, or captivity in the Mushroom Kingdom. He wants to free his father and join forces with his father to pretty much be a nuisance to the universe, right? And why did he take Rosalina? Well, he needs Rosalina's power. So while he's dragging Rosalina and her Luma in chains, well, they mistreat the Luma, so Rosalina gets all mad. She shows her true strength and breaks out of her shackles, barely an inconvenience. But because Rosalina's surrounded, also Bowser Jr. has his paintbrush from Mario Sunshine, the Luma is just able to fly away, obviously, with ease. I kind of question why Rosalina didn't just fly away, since we know in the game she's perfectly capable of flying, but maybe in the Mario movie she's not able to. Because we actually don't see her... Wait, actually, do we? Wait a second, we do. We actually do see her fly away. Wait, no, not fly away. We do see her fly during her fight with Mega Leg, so, like, what the fuck? Whatever. Why didn't Rosalina fly away also? Because there would be no plot. So, Bowser Jr. creates a piranha plant made out of ink, just like we see in Mario Sunshine, and Rosalina gets captured. She actually gets completely covered with the ink, kind of like the way Mr. Incredible got captured by all those, like, black puffballs that expanded on his body. So, the Luma is free and flying away. Rosalina told the Luma to find Princess Peach. Damn, if it's not Peach, it's someone else. Oh, I'll get to that. Alright, on the Mushroom Kingdom, or in the Mushroom Kingdom, we see Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. They've taken up residence in the Mushroom Kingdom. They have a house there now. It's free real estate, I guess. And they are getting ready, freshening up, putting on that drip. They're changing their gloves, they're doing their mustaches. They're not Viltrumites, but that's besides the point. So, they're getting ready. Even Yoshi is getting ready. And they're getting ready for Princess Peach's birthday celebration. Alright, it's not the Star Festival, it's Princess Peach's birthday, but you know what? Fine. Fine. In the games, every 100 years, the Star Festival happens where star bits fall down. Okay, fine. I can't expect them to say every 100 years this happens, which is why we're celebrating. Fine. So, Princess Peach's birthday? Fine, I'll accept that change. Yeah, so they're getting ready for Princess Peach's birthday party, and Mario has prepared a gift for her. Judging by the size and shape of the box, I probably could have guessed. I probably should have guessed what the gift was, but, you know, I turned off my brain while watching the film. So, Luigi just teases his brother like, do you like the princess? Oh, mwah, 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 mwah. It's like, hey, you know? Why can't you show your brother support, yeah, Luigi and Yoshi pretty much tag team mock Mario for having feelings. I mean, it's like, come on now. This is a kids movie, but there were some moments in this film that the joke was absolutely directed towards kids, and this being one of them. Okay, so they make it to the Mushroom Kingdom, like the actual castle front, and it's celebration time. There's like games, there's food stalls, there's toads everywhere. And you know, just like the scene in the trailer, we see our Toad see our characters again, and it's like, who is this? Oh, Yoshi, some cool dinosaur shows up and joins the crew now? Alright, cool. Oh, I also have to question this. Why bring Donald Glover to voice Yoshi? I know Donald Glover is a fan, so, you know, good on him for that, but like, Yoshi says almost no lines. Yoshi mostly just says his own name like a Pokemon does. Yoshi has like maybe 3 other words he says in the film besides his own name. So it's like, why even bring Donald Glover? You know? Like Donald Glover of all people, voicing Yoshi. But whatever. So, they're trying to find Peach, but no one has seen her. It isn't until Mario looks up and sees a bunch of fireworks, he looks to the side and see, hey, there's Princess Peach, she's sitting on top of her castle. So Mario goes and visits Peach by himself. Good, nice, nice, don't tell your brother, your smug-ass brother mocking you. So, Mario sits alone with Peach under the night sky. Peach reveals that this isn't even her actual birthday. She doesn't know when her birthday is. This is just the day the Toads found her, which is what we saw in the first movie. I'm glad they addressed that. I was gonna question if this was her actual birth date. Like, how would anyone know? The Toads found her randomly. How would anyone know what her actual birthday is? So I'm glad they actually addressed this. So Mario, being the jokester that he is, he's just like, oh, if it's not your birthday, then I guess you don't want this gift I prepared for you. And Peach gets all giddy. She just snatches the gift from his hands, opens it, and inside the birthday present is her parasol, her iconic umbrella. I should have guessed that's what the gift was, but like I said, I wasn't thinking. I was just watching. So, she loves her gift, her parasol. And then the night sky gets lit up by all these comets. These comets that also send shimmering star bits down. Now, the star bits are puny in this film. I remember in the games, you know, the star bits being the size of like a basketball, but like whatever, the star bits are absolutely tiny in this film. And this is the only time they ever show up. You know, star bits, one of the most iconic items in Mario Galaxy. This is the only time they show up in the film, as nothing. They're just a fun reference. You know, call me crazy, if you're making a film on a game itself, maybe one of the main items shouldn't just be a reference. Maybe it should be an integral part of the plot. But once again, fine. Starbits don't really do much in Mario Galaxy besides you just collecting them, so making them an important item in the plot would have been difficult. So, like, but at least show more of it in the film instead of it just being in this one scene. Whatever. So, so after the Starbits, all the comets flying across the sky, it almost seems like Mario and Peach are sharing a nice moment alone together. But then that gets disrupted because one comet, one shooting star in particular, is larger than the rest, and actually just crash lands onto the Mushroom Kingdom. So they all go and investigate, and it's the Luma that escaped from Bowser Jr. So they help out the Luma. The Luma reveals that, like, my mama told me to come and find you, Princess Peach. Who, me? Oh, you must be mistaken. No, I'm serious. Mama said that if we ever needed help to find you, and you will help us. So the Luma pretty much said to Peach something along the lines of going to Gateway Galaxy. All the Toads and Mario are eavesdropping, listening in. They just burst through the door, and the Toads urge Peach, do not go! Princess, you cannot leave the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario tells them to go away, shoo, give the princess time to think. The moment everyone leaves, she's just like, Toad, pack our things, we're going. She... wow, that took barely any convincing. I should also mention that the pacing for the film is lightning fast. It just jumps from story to story to story. There's like almost no downtime. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. So Peach decides to leave on a whim, and she even writes a note for Mario. So they're about to leave. The little Luma turns into a launch star. Now, that is kind of like the game where a Luma turns into a launch star right in front of Peach's castle, but like, whatever, close enough. The thing I'm wondering is, wait a second, that Luma just turned into a launch star, so did that Luma just die? Because there's this, I don't know if it's a joke or if it's like just a saying with Mario Galaxy. Lumas kinda sacrifice themselves whenever they turn into something else. When they turn into power stars, when they turn into launch stars, or when they turn into other galaxies, they're essentially dead. Well, in some cases, you know. They're still alive in a sense, but like they can't change back, they can't move, they can't do anything. They're essentially dead. So like, did this Luma just kill itself, turning into a launch star? That's kind of the same case in the games, but whatever. So yeah, Peach and Toad jump into a launch star and just fling off of the planet. Alright, the next day, everyone's panicking because, oh no, the princess is gone. Mario gets given the letter from Peach. One of the Toads hands Peach's letter to Mario, and Mario reads it. They recreated this, which I do like. They recreated the opening, like the opening screenshot from Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, where she sends a letter to Mario. It's like, Dear Mario, come have some cake at my castle. Something like that. But another ha-ha moment for the kids. The outside of the envelope is written Mario, but then inside the letter itself is actually written, Dear Mustache. Damn! What's with that disrespect? Dear Mustache, I've decided to go help the Luma. Bye. Sincerely, Peach. Luigi's just like, sincerely, that's a good sign, huh? Anyway, so yeah, the Toads freak out, but Mario tells them to calm down. So Mario just like, the Super Mario Brothers are able to take care of the Mushroom Kingdom, no problem! And then we get the sequence where it's kind of like the Mario Bros, like the Super Mario Brothers games, the select screen, where there's a little dot on the map and you select the level. There was a sequence kind of like that. So pretty much, oh yeah, they also played the low health sound effect when a location is signaling that they need attention from the Mario Brothers. So they go across the Mushroom Kingdom, cleaning things up. There's a big montage. It's all colorful and well animated. I'm thinking, great, do we see the galaxy levels yet? When do we see the galaxy levels, huh? So, Mario and Luigi, they're exhausted, you know? They have ran all around the Mushroom Kingdom, cleaning things up. But there's one more thing, one more issue that needs attention. And we meet Bowser. Remember, Bowser is still under the effect of the blue mushroom, so he is tiny. We saw this in the trailer, the very first trailer. Bowser, he gets put into this like dollhouse. He does a painting, Mario insults it, so he gets all butthurt. And then he closes the door on his tail, haha moment for the kids. Well, the castle gets attacked, and yeah, this is ripped straight from the Mario Galaxy games, where at the beginning of the very first Mario Galaxy game, one of the spaceships completely rips Peach's castle off the ground and into space. So yes, they have to evacuate all the Toads, but then of course, because they're our main characters, everyone is evacuated except for our main characters. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, they're still on the island. The island? They're still on the castle. Well, Bowser Jr. boards the castle, I guess. Demands for his father, but Mario says no, so they get into a big fight. Bowser Jr. activating his paintbrush. Aw shit, we just lost this. Bowser Jr. activating his paintbrush, he becomes Wonder Bowser Jr. So there's aspect from Super Mario Wonder. I never played that game, but I did watch gameplay. So they fight. Mario and those guys, they are heavily, weak against Wonder Bowser Jr. I gotta say this too, I'm also not the biggest fan of the choice of voice they gave for Bowser Jr. I don't know, I know it's a grown man voicing Bowser Jr., but his voice just kinda, to me, sounds like a teen going through puberty. You know, that kind of phase for a voice. Now, I know Bowser Jr. is still a kid, but like, damn, why couldn't they give him his high-pitched voice like we heard in Mario Sunshine? You know, one of the few Mario games where there's actual voice acting, where we actually hear characters speak. I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of Bowser Jr.'s voice, but whatever. So, as they're fighting Bowser Jr. in the castle, Mega Leg attacks as well, piloted by Kamek. But Yoshi swallows Kamek, pause, and just shits out Kamek inside an egg. They actually cut the camera too. They cut away from Yoshi launching the egg out, so you don't see where the egg comes from. You know? We don't see any sort of butthole where the egg comes out of. But anyway, so in the fight, Yoshi kind of hits the button inside of Mega Leg that propels it all the way up, and away, straight into the flying saucer, destroying the flying saucer, and destroying the beam that is holding the castle. So the castle falls, and yeah, somehow Mario and them survive. They fall, yeah, they fall and survive somehow. Oh, I'm trying to think what happened after this. Anyways, let's follow it with Peach and Toad. They're flying across space. You also have to just assume oxygen is not needed, because they can just breathe fine in outer space. I mean, it was a case in the game, so who cares? They make it to Gateway Galaxy, and instead of Gateway Galaxy being this peaceful, serene, small little planet, no, they turned Gateway Galaxy into this, like, airport terminal, where we see lots of cameos. We see Piantas, we see, what else did we see? But it's like, wait a second, why are Piantas in Gateway Galaxy instead of Isle Delfino? Oh, do I want to take Excelgor? Because it has Rain Dance. Man, screw it, I'm going to take it. Okay, so Peach and Toad, they make it to Gateway Galaxy, where it's more like an airport terminal, and they see this missing poster on a screen, missing Princess Rosalina. And now that Peach has actually seen her face, she gets a flashback to maybe it was Rosalina who, yes, I see you there. There, I acknowledged you. Yeah, Peach gets this flashback that maybe Rosalina is connected to her past, so now Peach is more determined than ever to find her. But then Toad gets, you know, tricked by, how do I pronounce this character's name? Ukiki? The monkey. Ah, there's another somewhat deep-cut Mario character. I think this is more of like a Yoshi's Island character. I'm just gonna call this character Ukiki. I don't know how to pronounce its name. Yeah, Ukiki steals Toad's bag, so they have to chase after Toad because all their power-ups and coins are in that bag. They chase you. Oh, Gearmos! That's who else are in Gateway Galaxy. Gearmos are in Gateway Galaxy. So they chase after Ukiki into this like underground area for Gateway Galaxy. Ukiki, cornered, jumps through a holographic wall. Peach and Toad jump through, and there's this like whole secret area inside Gateway Galaxy. I don't think it's a pocket dimension to, you know, I don't think it's a portal to a pocket dimension. And as they're chasing Ukiki, it kind of looks like Neo Bowser City. Now, it's not actual Neo Bowser City, since Bowser doesn't have a city inside Gateway Galaxy. I think it just takes design from Neo Bowser City. So yeah, they chase Ukiki, and then they find themselves in this, like, cube-shaped casino. I don't know if this casino is meant to reference Mario Sunshine, because there's a giant roulette wheel. Is that supposed to be a reference to the King Boo boss fight in Mario Sunshine? We also see this Koopa dealing cards. Is that a reference to Mario Party DS, the minigame where Luigi deals you cards? Anyway, so they make it into this casino area, and hey! The music playing is a remix of Jump Up Superstar. That was cool, at least. Great, where are the Mario Galaxy levels? We've seen Mario Odyssey, Mario Sunshine, Mario Party. Where's the Galaxy content? So Peach encounters Wart. Why is Wart in this film? And Wart's goons are Mouser and Birdo for some reason. Wart is voiced by Louise Guzman, my bad. And, well, no voice lines from Birdo or Mouser. So, Peach demands to know information about Rosalina. Wart is just like, or what? So, Peach just beats the hell out of Mouser and Birdo, to where Wart just has to unleash an army of ninjas after Peach. And, wow, Peach being the girl boss as she is, she just faces an entire army of ninjas with ease. Damn, how much value was that parasol Mario gifted her? Because, wow, that thing is indestructible. Is that thing made of vibranium? So, yeah, she faces off the army of ninjas. Also, Toad powers up with the penguin suit. What about Rob? That hasn't happened yet, as of me going through this. Oh, speaking of power-ups, there was this one scene. The montage earlier in the film, we saw Mario use the Ice Flower to help a Toad with his ice cream. I mean, yeah, Ice Flower is in Galaxy 1, but it didn't function the same way. Which is fine. People know the Ice Flower to function pretty much like the Fire Flower anyways. The Ice Flower didn't function the same way in Galaxy 1. And then, you know, Luigi also had the frog suit. Anyway, so yeah, Toad becomes Penguin Toad, Mario Bros. Wii, and then Peach uses the mushroom to make herself big. And, well, Wart finally caves and tells, you should probably go to Space Junk Galaxy. And I'm thinking, oh shit, Space Junk Galaxy? We're gonna finally see some Mario Galaxy levels, Space Junk Galaxy? So they leave, and then Wart reports back to his masters. I also don't recall every time Wart speaks in the game, or really just does anything, bubbles come out of his mouth. I don't recall that being the case. So now Peach and Toad are heading towards Space Junk Galaxy. Spoilers, they never go there. We do not see Space Junk Galaxy in the film. We only hear it by name. Damn, I'm trying to remember what happened with... Oh, that's right, that's right. On the planet. The planet that Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are stranded on. Bowser's with them too, still tiny. You know? Bowser Jr. also is distraught that his minimized father... He kind of lost him, he can't find him, so they need to retreat for now. So, they have no choice but to team up with Bowser, who is unhinged throughout the film. Anyway, so Bowser wants to be big again, but Mario refuses. Makes sense, he doesn't trust Bowser. So, Bowser offers a deal, which I feel like he forgot relatively quickly. He's just like, Mario, make me big again, and I will help you for the rest of eternity. Eternity. That's a pretty long time. So, you know, Bowser sees that kindness isn't winning Mario over, so he then shifts over to taunting him. He's just like, hit me, Mario. Hit me. Punch me. I know you want to. So hit me. Hit me, you good-for-nothing plumber. So Mario lets the rage take over. He throws Bowser down onto the floor, stomps on him, and because he's now hit, the blue mushroom effect wears off. So Bowser grows big again. He clutches Mario in his ginormous hands again, and he just, like, kisses him, smacks him in the face with his lips. And it's like, what? Another haha moment for the kids. You know, if the theater was full of kids, which it wasn't, it was full of adults watching. If the theater was full of kids, I'm sure every kid in the room would go like, ew! Anyway, so, yeah, it seems like Bowser has turned a new leaf for like the next 10 minutes. So Bowser agrees to help Mario and Luigi. So they make it to this establishment where the bees are at. Only Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are allowed in, but according to the bees, the big scary one stays back. So they meet Queen Bee, who is voiced by Issa Rae. And, wow, I know it's the same voice. She sounds identical to Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman, Spider-Verse movies. She sounds identical to Jessica Cruz. Just because she's voiced by the same character. What? Voiced by the same actress. So they're asking her for help to get off the planet and, you know, find a way to get to the Gateway Galaxy. But Queen Bee is just like, no, you crash landed onto my planet and destroyed my garden. To the dungeon with you. But Bowser just barges in and offers himself as sacrifice. He's just like, let them, help them go to Gateway Galaxy and I shall stay back doing any labor you need. He even flexes on her like an enormous bicep. And maybe Queen Bee looked at Bowser with some lust in her eyes, but she's just like, okay, it's a deal. Did you talk about the Injustice cards yet? Yeah, I did. So Queen Bee summons Amanda Bug to help our characters fly to Gateway Galaxy. That scene was so short they didn't even explore around. That's right. We saw nothing of the surrounding. We only saw the bee characters. Was this Honey Hive Galaxy? I don't know. Even if it was, what was the point? Because it looked nothing like the galaxy. We only saw the characters. And also, the Mandibug, why was it blue? Why was it blue? We've never seen a blue one before. In the Galaxy games, it's purple. And also, why is the Mandibug almost enslaved by the bees? Aren't these things supposed to be the predators to the bees? Whatever. Whatever. They ride on the Mandibug to get to Gateway Galaxy, and Bowser is left behind in the mines? Like actual slave energy mining away at rocks in chains? What? And not just Bowser, there are other bees doing the same thing too. Like, you're telling me there are bee criminals that are being punished now? Yeah, that's also the case. Why didn't they react to Bowser getting picked up by a ray of light? Anyway, so one of the bees with this grisly voice, he's just like, man, when I'm done here, me and my woman back home, we are gonna go to dinner, or whatever he said. It's like, do you have anyone waiting for you back at home? It almost seems like Bowser was gonna break out into another Peaches song. No, we were robbed of that privilege from this film. There was no Peach's song in this film. But yeah, then Bowser Jr. spaceship beams Bowser up, and like you said, none of the bees react. In fact, they wave goodbye to Bowser and wish him good luck. Okay, so Bowser is now reunited with Bowser Jr. He's just like, Junior, look how big you've grown. Wait, aren't you supposed to be at boarding school? Boarding school? More like boring school. I got expelled day 1 or whatever. And Bowser's proud? He's just like, oh, my boy got expelled. That's my boy. So anyways, Bowser Jr. just tells his father, I built all this for you. For us. You know that dream of ours? Planet Bowser? Yeah, I built that too. How the fuck did he build a planet? Don't worry about it. You know, a planet with amusement park rides and whatnot. And you know, Planet Bowser, first of all, the design of the planet itself kind of is reminiscent of Wonder Bowser in Mario Brothers Wonder. At least I think that's what it was referencing. And then the actual design, like on the surface, the amusement park rides and whatnot, was that Bowser World in Mario 3D World? Okay, so far we have referenced... You forgot to mention that Peach turned giant. I did mention that. I mentioned Peach turns giant and then pretty much makes Wart spill everything. You know, like the snitch that he is. Okay, so far in the Mario Galaxy movie, we have referenced Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8, Mario Wonder, Mario Sunshine, Yoshi's Island. Fantastic. Where are the Mario Galaxy levels? I did see when someone was flying by, I think it was when Peach and Toad were flying in the sky, we did see the level icon for Spin Dig Galaxy. It's like, great, can we visit the galaxy? It's like, where are the galaxy levels? Where is the Mario Galaxy content? Why are there so many other games being referenced in this film? I want to see Mario Galaxy content. Anyway, so... over on Gateway Galaxy, after the gear modes completely fixed up what Peach and Toad broke, Peach and Toad break it again, and the gear mode was haha moment for the kids, is all mad again. So Peach and Toad go to, what, customer service? They go and see Rob. You know, I always associated Rob as a Mario character, just because when I played Mario Kart DS, Rob was a special character, and at the time I didn't know Rob was, well, an actual Nintendo toy character. So Rob being in Mario Kart, I thought Rob was a Mario character. So my entire life I've always associated Rob as a Mario character. So anyways, they ask how to get the Space Junk Galaxy, and Rob says, oh, you need to find a pilot. Great, where can we find a pilot? Rob, being the mega rage baiter that he is, he's just like, oh, you can find a pilot right here, as he slowly turns around to point to the map. And then, yeah, Toad is just like, you're killing me, man. Oh, I do not wish to end your life. Anyways, to find a pilot, you need to go here. Wow, alright. So anyways, they finally find out where to find a pilot, so they go to, like, I don't know, the airport landing area. We see ships come and go. Mario with the handshake. Man, you're jumping ahead. So yeah, we see a bunch of ships come and go. I was expecting Samus Aran to show up, but no. Obviously, I know she wasn't going to show up, but, you know. So we see a bunch of ships. We see one where Pikmin come out of. Damn, it's too bad they spoiled Pikmin being in the film before the film came out. We even see one ship that is literally just Nintendo Joy-Cons. Like, literally Joy-Cons as a ship. So Peach is asking around. Peach is asking around to see if anyone is able to fly them to Space Junk Galaxy. Nobody's willing to. She even asks a Whittle. You know, the tree characters. The Whittles even don't want to fly there. It's not until fucking Fox McCloud shows up and agrees to fly them there. Why the fuck is Fox in this film? So, Fox, actually I'm not gonna lie, the introduction to Fox actually was pretty cool. We get this 2D animated sequence where we you know, it's just a bunch of the Star Fox characters. Falco, Slippy, other characters as well, like a 2D animated sequence telling Fox's backstory. You know, he didn't listen to Slippy's words, I think. And then, through a rift in space and time, he somehow made it to the Mushroom Kingdom. Or at least this Mario universe, where now he's just trying to find a way home. Well, at least that implies Fox McCloud and the rest of the Star Fox crew, they're not of this universe. There's a multiverse out there. There are other dimensions out there. Alright, so, if this is a space-based film, which it barely has been so far, where's Kirby? Where's Samus? Obviously, yeah, they're not gonna show up. So, after some flashing of gold coins, Fox is just like, alright, I'll take you to Space Junk Galaxy. But I need some time to fix up my ship. Hey, perfect amount of time, because Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi show up on the back of the Mandabug just in time. So, Mario is wondering to himself, what am I gonna say to Peach when I see her? Luigi's thinking, oh, you're gonna be with her for sure, bro, and then when you are, you will ask her if she has a friend for me! You know, may or may not be hinting at Daisy's reveal, or Daisy's inclusion in the next film. If there is a next film, because god, this film sucked. At this point, don't even make a third film. Any hype for Mario Movie 3 is lost now. All my faith is gone. But yeah, it's like, well, we do see another character later on that Luigi... Honestly, Luigi may have better picks. But yeah, they land, they find Peach. You know, Peach opens her arms for a hug, and Mario just extends his hand for a handshake. Where even Toad, Luigi, Yoshi just face palm, shaking their hands and cringe. It's like, dude, you just fumbled that so hard. You know, it's not just a big joke for the kids to watch. It's also because this is Nintendo, you gotta remember. They'll never give us any sort of romance. You gotta remember, this is Nintendo we're talking about. I mean, yes, Peach did kiss Mario on the cheek at the end of the film, but same thing in the games. That is honestly the most we will ever get. So, having the two of them hug, yeah, wishful thinking there. So yes, they meet Fox. Mario and Fox have a stare down where it seems like they were about to brawl. They were about to fight like it's Smash. But no, Mario compliments his ship. Fox compliments, what, his mustache? I forget. And then they all hop into the R-Wing. It's like, wait a second, the R-Wing just now conveniently has enough seats for everyone? Like, perfect number of seats for everyone. Wow, that's convenient. Not a seat more, not a seat less. There were the perfect amount of seats for everyone. Anyway, so they fly off for not Gateway. They fly off for Space Junk Galaxy. Over on the Bowser ship. Wait, I'm forgetting when this happens. Wait, I don't think that scene happened yet. Anyway, so they're flying their way to Space Junk Galaxy, but then they get intercepted by Bowser Jr.'s flying saucer, and then we get this space fight sequence, something out of Star Wars, where Fox uses his blasters, destroys all the cannons on Bowser Jr.'s ship. Bowser Jr. is getting, you know, rage baited. But Bowser, he's kind of concerned. These are his friends now. So Bowser Jr. pulls out his wall of weapons, looking like it was out of that one SpongeBob episode with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. He pulls out a bullet bill launcher. But Bowser, he's just like, Jr., don't kill them. Do this for me this one time. Bowser Jr. is just like, okay. So instead, he grabs, what, the scope gun? Super gun? He grabs the super scope. And, well, the super scope doesn't function how you think it would. The super scope hits Mario and Luigi and turns them into babies. It's like, why? Why even? Why do any of this? Why is this film like this? Anyway, so Mario and Luigi, they get turned into babies, and then because of the chaos, they crash land onto a planet. The R-Wing is totaled in the crash, so they need to give Fox some time to see if he can make any repairs. In the meantime, Peach is also staying back to help with repairs. Yoshi and Toad, they need to keep an eye on the two babies, which they fail at their one job, and the babies just wander off. And also, how convenient, the Super Scope fell down with them too. You know, they crash landed on a planet. That gun could have crash landed anywhere on the planet. It could have fell anywhere on the planet, but yet it fell within walking distance of them. That's convenient. So, the Super Scope is tangled on a tree, so Yoshi grabs it. Yoshi volunteers to get it, while Toad is on the ground having to watch the babies. And I think to myself, why did Yoshi use his tongue to swing up and try to reach forward for it? Why didn't Yoshi just on the ground use his tongue and grab it? What? Anyway, so while Yoshi's taking his sweet-ass time to try to grab it, while he was standing on that branch, he could have just used his goddamn tongue, but whatever. While Yoshi's taking his sweet-ass time, the babies wander off. Toad follows and realizes there is a dinosaur, a T-Rex, from Mario Odyssey. This is the Cascade Kingdom. It's like, okay, so we've seen the Sand Kingdom, we've seen the Cascade Kingdom, we've seen 2 Mario Odyssey levels. Where are the Galaxy levels? In the Galaxy movie. So, in typical fashion, the babies do everything they can. Almost like they're trying to wake up the dinosaur, but nothing works. Baby Mario ends up inside the T-Rex's mouth, and then somehow emerges out the T-Rex's nose? What? So did the T-Rex swallow baby Mario and then he went his way up the nasal cavity? That doesn't work. Like, it doesn't make sense, but whatever. Don't worry about it. Just turn your brain off and enjoy the movie. Don't think. So, nothing wakes up the T-Rex. It isn't until Yoshi has a victory screech and yells out his name that, oh, that wakes up the dinosaur, because of course it does. So Yoshi and the dinosaur have this roaring competition where the T-Rex just protrudes all of its aura and scares off Yoshi and the rest of the characters. So they're running for their lives. While on Yoshi's back, Toad is trying to adultify Mario and Luigi again, but then he gets hit with the ray. So we got baby Toad now, so there's now 3 babies. They go across this skeleton bridge, which collapses. They fall into water, and it almost seems like Yoshi lost the babies, because we see Mario's floating hat in the water. But Yoshi, for just a split moment, feeling sad that all 3 babies are gone. The T-Rex emerges, is about to eat and kill Yoshi, but then the T-Rex gets turned into a dinosaur. What? The T-Rex gets turned into a baby too, because somehow the kids are on the land, on the surface, despite falling into the water. Because if they didn't fall into the water, they fell onto the ground, they would have died. So they had to have fallen into the water. What, did they all swim to the surface and just decide to play with the toy? The gun? Because yes, that's exactly what you're led to believe. They just happened to shoot the dinosaur with the baby ray just in time before it killed Yoshi. And it's like, is this thing set to provide a diaper too? Because even the dinosaur, when babyified, had a diaper. So when Yoshi blasts them to become adults again, hey, their clothes are back. Thank God they didn't age back up into adults wearing nothing but diapers. Hey, their clothes came back somehow. Okay, so that little waste of time. They go back to the R-Wing, which is now nighttime, by the way. Fox is distraught that his ship is totaled. Peach is just in the corner, kicking rocks out of frustration. So Mario goes and tries to comfort her, like, I am not frustrated! Princesses don't get frustrated! It's like, well, if you're not frustrated, can we be not frustrated together? So Luigi, he grabs the the comms from the R-Wing and tries to radio for help, and wow, how convenient. Out of all places in the universe, who picks up the signal? The Lumas at the Comet Observatory. They recognize that, hey, that name, Luigi, it's the same name from our storybooks. We gotta go there and help them. There's this scene where Bowser and Bowser Jr. First of all, Bowser Jr. reveals that he captured Rosalina, and she is going to power his Boomsday machine to destroy the universe. First of all, that Boomsday machine design, that ain't the Boomsday machine I know. You know, that's not the Boomsday machine that I know as the boss fight for the end of World 5 in Mario Galaxy 2. That's not the same design I know. The big-ass cannon, it kind of looks like Mega Zygarde. Anyway, so there's this big machine with a bunch of spinning rings, kind of looks like the rings of Nidavellir. And it starts to disintegrate Rosalina very, very, very slowly. And yeah, she's powering up their Boomsday Machine. There was also this other sequence where, you know, Bowser is a little bit sad that his friends are now gone because they were hit by the baby ray and they crash landed. There's also pizza and beer cans around. So Bowser Jr. just reminds him, like, oh, those are your friends, right? Don't forget, father, you taught me this. Friends, they're cringe, they're gross, they will backstab you. All that matters is family. And Bowser, you know, he turns around instantly with no hesitation, like, you're right, son. You're right. They're not my friends anymore. You're more important, son. So then they reminisce about their dreams together. How when Bowser Jr. was even younger, Bowser, actually being a pretty good dad, not gonna lie, tells his son a bedtime story about their dream. Their dream of a planet that they rule, about taking over the universe with their Boomsday Machine. And then we have this entire puppet show. I don't know, that was wholesome, but like, alright, where are the galaxy levels, huh? A lot of runtime has been taken up. Where's the galaxy levels? On Planet Bowser and the amusement park, why is this here? There's a roller coaster that dips Koopas into lava, and then when they emerge, they are dry bones. Why? Yeah, where's the cool planets? Yeah, so, while they're stranded on the planet, the Comet Observatory shows up. Wow, that was fast. They could have been anywhere in the universe. I guess they were just right next door. The Comet Observatory comes, and I guess the Lumas just know how to pilot it, despite technically being children. So yeah, the Lumas come, they pick them up. So everyone's on the Comet Observatory, and they're flying towards Planet Bowser. It's like, wait a second, what about Space Junk Galaxy? So on the Comet Observatory, which we barely explored, and we still are never going to explore, because Peach just walks right into Rosalina's study, her library, where she goes through her storybook, and it's revealed a long time ago there was a princess known as Princess Peach and her sister Rosalina. So this film has canonized that Rosalina is Peach's sister. You know, there was a whole theory out there many years ago that Rosalina is the kid of Luigi and Peach. I guess not. Not gonna lie, that's kind of a character assassination right there. Rosalina being Peach's sister. Because, you know, her whole backstory in Mario Galaxy, her entire freaking storybook, which tells the backstory of Rosalina, it's not explicitly said, but it's implied that Rosalina too hails from the Mushroom Kingdom, but, you know, her mother is deceased. So she went out to space with a Luma to help find the Luma's parents, I think. But like, wow, that's a massive character assassination right there. And also in the flashback, we see Rosalina playing with her baby sister, and I mean baby, like baby Peach, on a planet, like an actual puny little planet with nothing. Like, how are these two alive? So Rosalina's story says that the two of them are made from stardust. I mean, aren't we all of us are made from stardust, star materials? You know, the material that makes up our squishy human bodies, they were star materials at one point. You ever think about that? Our bodies were made up of cosmic particles at one point, very long ago. Anyway, so yeah, Rosalina and Peach are sisters, and the two of them lived somehow on a very, very, very desolate planet. Planet in quotation. It's just a ginormous ball where you can run around the entire area in like 10 seconds. So these two are ultra powerful, giga powerful when they join hands, because they have the power to give life? What? They join hands and they're able to nurture a planet with vegetation, giving the planet life. Okay. And the story goes, well, these two being giga powerful, evil forces wanted to harness their power for themselves. So Rosalina had to send Peach away for her own safety. So that's Peach's backstory that we saw in the first Galaxy movie. She was sent away for her own safety by her sister Rosalina. And we know the rest. The Toads found her in the Mushroom Kingdom, yada yada yada. So now, Peach is more motivated than anything. She knows that Rosalina is her sister. I'm also amazed that not one moment in this entire film, whenever Peach tells Mario, we need to save Rosalina, not a single moment did Mario ever go, who's Rosalina? Oh, she's my sister. There was never a scene like that. Whenever someone mentions Rosalina to Mario, I guess Mario instantly knows who she is, because there's not one single scene in the film where anyone explains to Mario, who is Rosalina? Anyway, so they take the Comet Observatory, or at least they take the top chunk of it, and they fly towards Planet Bowser and the armada of airships. Now, I do like this. This is ripped straight from the climax of Mario Galaxy 1, where the Comet Observatory kind of transformed into a giant planet egg, just lunges straight towards, you know, the big showdown with Bowser. That is ripped straight from the game. But I do kind of question. So they made Planet Bowser, and it kind of resembles Bowser from Mario Wonder. Why didn't they just do Bowser's Galaxy Generator? And don't even get me started on, you know, Airship Mario. Of course that wasn't gonna exist. Barely anything from Mario Galaxy exists in the Galaxy movie. You thought Airship Mario or Lubba would be in this film? Hell no! So they make it to Planet Mario, where they're hiding out in this, well, first of all, Fox piloting the Comet Observatory kind of takes the bait. They open a hatch with a launch star, so Mario and all our characters get launched onto the planet, while Fox acts as a distraction for all the airships. They make it onto the ground, but then, keep in mind, this is an entire planet. And yet they instantly know where to find Bowser, where to find Rosalina. Okay. But yeah, they make it onto the ground, they make it to the amusement park, and they're hiding inside a like a game stall. Mario does this like stupid hand gesture to try to tell them where to go, what to do, and nobody knows what he's doing, what he's saying. So, yeah, they split up. Oh, I should also mention that Toad stayed back with Fox. So it's just Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Yoshi. So, Luigi rides on Yoshi. There was even the scene where Yoshi does his flutter. I like that. I wish they did more of that. Peach and Mario, they sneak around. You know, they're hiding behind a Ferris wheel. They get spotted almost immediately. So, Kamek reports that, hey, we have intruders. So, Bowser Jr. has this plan. He has this plan to stop Mario and Peach. So he opens a trap door, conveniently right where Mario and Peach were about to run. So they fall. They fall, Mario slams his face onto the ground, but Peach just floats down with her parasol. The speakers come on. Bowser Jr. is just like, prepare to meet your maker. And then we have this literal Mario Maker moment, where Bowser Jr. is making the level in real time. Mario and Peach have to navigate through it. Like Mario and Peach going through the level in 3D. Bowser Jr.'s screen is a literal 8-bit game. So, okay, now we have Mario Maker in the Mario Galaxy movie. Where's the Galaxy levels? Can we see them yet? So of course Mario and Peach, they miraculously survive, because of course they do. A wall of thwomps blocked them, and then a tidal wave of bombs are about to kill them. So then, I'm not gonna lie, Mario does this pretty ballsy move, where he takes Peach's parasol, takes her hand, they fall back into the lava. So the bombs, they're just gonna walk right off the platform. The bombs, them sinking into the lava, exploding, causes a bunch of updrafts, so Mario and Peach are able to float up over the wall of thwomps. Wow, that was easy. Okay, so Mario and Peach, they're about to make it to the castle, and it almost looks like that scene from Shrek, where Shrek and Donkey have to cross the bridge to make it to the castle. So, they're about to cross the bridge over the lava moat. Bowser throws an axe straight at them, but they dodge. So now Bowser wielding two double-sided axes. Does this look familiar? It's the bridge with Bowser and the axe. Mario's just like, Bowser, you know, it's not too late. We've had our moments, but Bowser's just like, yeah, but I'm evil again. So deal with it. Time to die again, Mario. Like, Bowser switched up so fast. So while Bowser launches a fireball, Mario jumps up, grabs the axe, tosses it over Bowser's head. So while Bowser jumps and causes the bridge to go up and down, Mario and Peach take this time to jump over Bowser. Mario grabs the axe, chops off the chains. It's not like the bridge was being held up by rope. It was held up by metal chains. How did the axe cut through it so easily? Was that axe just that sharp, or was it like 1,000-degree axe? Whatever. So he cuts he cuts through metal like it's butter, and he won the level. Bowser gets tossed into lava, but Bowser Jr., you know, he just walks towards the edge. in grief because he just assumes his father just died. Mario and Peach, they at least have a little bit of empathy. They realize, oh, we just killed this kid's father. But then Bowser Jr. notices Bubbles coming up. It's like, hey, you guys are screwed now. So, yeah, Bony Bowser, not Bony, Dry Bowser emerges. Dry Bowser emerges, and then Bowser Jr. just puts his bib back on with his paintbrush, turns into Wonder Bowser Jr. again. So it's like, oh, these two are the real deal. We gotta run. So Peach and Mario run, but then Mario closes the gate, separating them. He tells Peach to save her, and then Mario just deals with the two of them himself. Oh, I also forgot to mention that while Yoshi and Luigi were sneaking around, they noticed that, hey, a couple of Koopas, or a couple of Hammer Bros, they're loading up some question blocks. Some question mark blocks. Ooh, that might be useful. So, yeah, Mario is running. He's trying to fight off these two as best he can. Just as Mario's about to be killed... Oh, Luigi... Oh my god. Luigi and Yoshi show up to save the day last moment with a bunch of question mark blocks. And they get powered up to fight these two. We see Mario powered up by the spin drill. And it's actually the spin drill design from Mario Wonder, I believe. Because in Galaxy, there was no design change. Mario was just holding a drill over his head. So it's the spin drill design from Mario Wonder. Luigi gets powered up by the Cloud Flower. And Yoshi gets the Blimp Fruit. You know, there's no Dash Pepper, there's no light, there's no bulb light. You know? Or bulb fruit, my mistake. Yeah, there's no Dash Pepper, there's no bulb fruit, there's only Blimp Yoshi in this. Which was, again, a ha-ha funny moment for the kids. So Yoshi not really doing much. Spin Drill Mario and Cloud Luigi, they fight Dry Bowser and Wonder Bowser Jr. with this mic drop moment where, you know, they do play the Mario Galaxy music, which was awesome. You know, I love hearing remix for especially Galaxy music. And the animation was superb. It was awesome. Illumination doesn't fail to deliver on animation. I know I've been saying Illumination animation is like almost too good. It kind of is hard to look at. I don't know. It works for Mario. But when it comes to the Minion movies, yeah, the animation's a little too good. Like, it's almost hard to look at. It is too good. You know how there's such things as too much of a good thing? Anyways, even with their power-ups, they're no match against them. So they get hit, they lose their power-ups. But Yoshi, just before Dry Bowser was about to finish them off, Blimp Yoshi just floats over for the jokes. Yoshi pops and is just floating around like a deflating balloon. If I'm not mistaken, he collides with Dry Bowser and then shatters him? Or whatever. Something happens, Dry Bowser crumbles, and Bowser Jr. is all butthurt and upset. So he takes his paintbrush. Oh, wait, no, that's not what happened. No. I think Blimp Yoshi may have crashed into Bowser Jr., and then Luigi got hold of his paintbrush. I think that's what happened. So Luigi, using his paintbrush, paints up Mr. Game & Watch. He paints up Mr. Game & Watch, and Game & Watch uses his hammer to annihilate Dry Bowser. So Bowser Jr., because of this reason, is all mad that his father has crumbled. So he takes back his paintbrush and then starts painting, and he paints the dragon from Mario Odyssey? I'll give them points for creativity. This is a different take on the dragon. In Mario Odyssey, it was an actual dragon. But, you know, this is a paint version, an ink version. But, for some reason, when Bowser Jr. was about to command his dragon, the dragon attacks him. The dragon attacks Bowser Jr. So, if you're telling me that Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush creations don't know who to obey, then why did the ink piranha plant from earlier attack Rosalina and not Bowser Jr.? Whatever, so the dragon eats Bowser Jr. Dry Bowser isn't distraught, so Mario decides, I can't let this happen, so he powers up with the Red Star. Finally, some more Mario Galaxy power-ups. They even played the music too, a remix version of the Red Star music. So Mario powered up with the Red Star, flies through the dragon, gets Bowser Jr. back, and all is good and dandy. That's pretty much it. We see Peach. She goes and rescues Rosalina, and she somehow is able to get past those rings. She's trying to break the container that is holding Rosalina, because the Boomsday machine is almost charged up with her. So, Peach remembers that their joint powers from when she was a baby, if their hands come close enough, then they can do anything. So Rosalina struggles, she crawls her way over to the glass, their hands meet, and that act alone is able to break her free and then cover the entire planet in vegetation. What? What? The whole planet suddenly became green. What? Okay, they got Rosalina back. Bowser Jr. and Bowser, they're taken down. Cool, everything's fine now. Fox lands the Comet Observatory. All the Lumas embrace their mother again. Peach reunites with her sister. The Lumas are like, Mama, you're free. Can we go see the Mushroom Kingdom? I want to see the castle. Mario and Luigi, they kind of cringe like, oh, about the castle. So we cut back to the Mushroom Kingdom where it's just a big crater. The castle's gone. It's like, what happened to my castle? Yeah, see, don't worry, Princess Peach, we can rebuild. So, Rosalina, using magic, puts on the Mario Maker hard helmet, and then we get this 2D sequence where it's in the same art style as, like, Super Mario World? Or like Mario 3? What was it again? Still talking about the movie? Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, they have this sequence where it's in the art style of Super Mario World, building the castle. You know, just to save on animation. It would have been a lot to animate if they were to actually build the castle again in 3D. So you peel off the Super Mario World aesthetic. Wow, the castle's rebuilt again. That was fast. So Mario powers up with the feather. Peach hands him a flag to plant on top of the castle, but not before she kisses him on the cheek. So Mario's all happy. He flies up to the top of the castle, plants a flag, end the fucking movie. But there is a post-credit scene. There might be two, but if there was a second one, we missed it. So the post-credit scene, they actually spoiled in the trailer, but it's not like this post-credit scene means anything. So we see Dry Bowser and Bowser Jr. in prison. Bowser Jr. is trying to dig their way out, but then the prison guard, which is the unhinged Luma from the first film, is just talking about their sweet release of death. And the Bowsers are genuinely scared from this? So the movie's over now. Where were the Galaxy levels? We visited Mario Odyssey levels, Mario 3D World levels, Mario Sunshine levels. Where were the Galaxy levels in the Galaxy movie? We only went to one Galaxy. We went to Gateway Galaxy, the fucking tutorial of the game. Where's my Gusty Garden Galaxy? Where's my Sky Station? Where is my Cosmic Cove? Where is my Yoshi Falls? Where is the space exploration in this film? I borderline hate this movie. Mostly because think of the potential they could have done. Think of how much of an amazing film we could have had if they just stuck with Galaxy games as the source material. I saw people pointing out online that the plot was lackluster and that they didn't do enough. Call me crazy, call me a contrarian. I'm the opposite. They did too much. They did too much. They lost the plot. They should have just kept it simplified. Like, they did too much. Why didn't you just keep it a simple Mario Galaxy movie? Why were there more Mario Odyssey levels than there were Galaxy levels? Why are we visiting galaxies, visiting planets that are the Cascade Kingdom? Why are we visiting the Sand Kingdom? I feel like these guys just wanted to do a Mario Odyssey film, but then pivoted like, nah, Mario Galaxy is more marketable. I hate so much about this film. I hate everything this film represents. Everything corporate Hollywood has done to this beloved IP. They ruined it. They absolutely fumbled. They ruined it. You know, it's projects like these that just make me feel like, man, this is not a world I want to be a part of. Now, I'm not going to go so far as to say this movie made me want to kill myself. I'm not going to go that far. But think about it this way for a moment. Think about projects like what Marvel has given us. Projects like She-Hulk or Secret Invasion. Had they done it properly, had they did it right, those projects could have been amazing. But they made stupid corporate decisions. They messed up the story, the characters, and look, they gave us garbage that is permanent. We got what we got. They're not gonna fix it. You know, they're never gonna change it. They're never gonna uncanonize it. They're never gonna go back in time and make sure it doesn't play out this way. What we got is what we got. Period. There is no changing it. They're never gonna make another Galaxy movie, and even if they do, that's not gonna be in our lifetime. Maybe like 200 years from now, they're gonna try again, make another Super Mario Galaxy movie, but that's gonna be long after we are all gone. So what we got is what we got. There's no changing it, there's no fixing it. All we can do is accept the trash we were handed on a silver platter. And that is what makes me so sad and almost not want to be a part of this world anymore. Because we have projects that could be great, have so much potential, but stupid corporate decisions are made, ruining it. We're never going to get it fixed, we're never going to get a replacement. We got what we got. And, you know, the chances of them doing this to fix it are like beyond zero. If they make a third film that is a Mario Galaxy Movie 2 to fix all the mistakes they made, I would welcome it, but yeah, those chances are slim to none. I would have a higher chance finding a girlfriend than that ever happening. And that just wouldn't make sense marketing-wise or really anything at all. The first movie is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, the second is a Mario Galaxy movie, and then the third is a Mario Galaxy 2 movie. That just wouldn't make sense. It's like, why wouldn't you just market something else, like a Mario Sunshine movie, a Mario Odyssey movie, which they borderline did already with this, a Mario Party movie. Like, we're never getting a Mario Galaxy proper. We got what we got, they're never gonna fix it. We're never gonna get another one. It's like what I said earlier. 15 years ago, when we got Mario Galaxy, we were never gonna get a movie based on it. That was unthinkable at the time. And now that we actually got a Mario Galaxy movie, we still haven't gotten a Mario Galaxy movie. I am beyond disappointed with this film. It had so much potential, but they floundered everything about it. Absolutely everything was fumbled. You know what was absent from this film? Power Stars, Grand Stars, Star Bits, for the most part. They were in one scene so minimal they borderline may have not even been in the film. What about certain Mario Galaxy power-ups, like there was no Bee Mario, no Boo Mario, no Spring Mario. They only played a handful of the elite Mario Galaxy OST. They played Gusty Garden, you know, remixes of it, but fine, that's like the poster child for the Mario Galaxy music. Yeah, they didn't really play any music from the games at all. There was no Sky Station, there was no Yoshi Falls, Cosmic Cove, Bowser's Galaxy Generator, nothing! There was no Good Egg either! Unless there was and I forgot. Unless I missed it. There was no Cosmic Clones, there was no Star Pieces, no Silver Stars. What the fuck? This movie is horrible! Now, if you're a die-hard Mario fan who just loves everything Mario put into a blender and shat out, you love pointing at the screen, looking at Easter eggs, characters, references, then by all means. But as someone who loved the Galaxy games and still love them to this day, someone who was super hyped about a Mario Galaxy movie, I am beyond disappointed. Fox McCloud had more screen time than fucking Rosalina. There were no hungry Lumas. There was hardly any Octoombas either, you know, the main enemies of Mario Galaxy. They were in the casino as background characters. The Ninjas had more screen time than they did. They didn't even play with gravity. Nothing. I am beyond disappointed by this film. So disappointed. Not only do I hate what this film represents and what it could have been, you can also just smell all the intentions they had while making the film. It's just a big advertisement for all their Mario games. No actual soul put into it. Hell, I could have written a better Mario Galaxy movie. And here's how I would have done it. You have to keep in mind too, like I said earlier, no Baby Luma, no spinning. Here's how I would have done it. First of all, I would have actually explored places. I would have done it like this. Now this is a very loose, rough idea. I would have Bowser Jr. Fine, I'll keep this the same, just because you can't adapt the game one-to-one with the film. So I would probably keep the exact same opening. Bowser Jr. attacks Rosalina on the Comet Observatory, but things I would change, the attack would launch, or rather knock off Baby Luma to fall onto the Mushroom Kingdom, meet Mario. I think you know where I'm going with this. And then Baby Luma will tell Mario and Peach, help, I need help. So Mario, Peach, Luigi, Yoshi, everyone, they will agree to help. Other Lumas show up looking for Baby Luma. Oh, you found him, and you have help. Great, we'll help you. We will turn into launch stars and send you to galaxies to try to find our mama so you can help her. So then our characters get launched into space through several different galaxies, different planets to explore. Even if it was very quick, you know? Even when we spend very little time planet to planet because there's so many level designs, just a little bit. Some planets they'll spend longer on, some planets they'll look around, be amazed, and move on. And then eventually they find maybe a grand star hidden somewhere that can help Rosalina or whatever. It's like, obviously just, wow, okay. This is just very loosely thinking. But like, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe I'm biased, that already sounds 1,000 times better than what we actually got. So, they completely butchered the Galaxy movie. This wasn't just corporate Hollywood slop, it was also Nintendo slop. Let's think about all the cameos that appeared in this film for no good reason. We had Fox McCloud, we had Pikmins, we had Game & Watch, and like, Birdo, Wart, Mouser, why were they even in this film? You know, majority of the main quote-unquote characters, or rather I should say background characters, characters like Wart, Queen Bee, they only had like a handful of lines. Like, they could have saved money. They could have actively saved money by not having them in the film. Not only did you not have to animate them, but you also didn't have to pay their voice actors. Their inclusion in the film did nothing anyways. Man, honestly, there were barely any plot in the Mario Galaxy games. It was more level exploration, you know? More traversing the levels. So the games themselves already barely had any plot. The plot of the film is worse! You managed to do worse than nothing! You know, the plot for the first Galaxy game was simple. You help Rosalina gather power stars from across different galaxies to power the Comet Observatory enough to reach Bowser and save Princess Peach. It's that simple. And then the second film, you grab enough power stars from different galaxies to power Starship Mario to reach Bowser and save Princess Peach. And you know what else about modern Hollywood infecting all content, even the Mario Galaxy movie? Or just Mario movies in general? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate the change they did with the first Mario movie, where instead of the damsel in distress, where Mario has to rescue Princess Peach, Mario teams up with Princess Peach and saves Luigi. I don't hate that change, because the first Mario movie was also an origin story. He first met Princess Peach, you know? So it's like, would have been kind of hard for Mario to save Peach if they weren't even acquainted yet. But then the second movie, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, Mario was barely in this film. Mario was borderline a side character in his own movie. This was primarily a Princess Peach movie. And you know, making Princess Peach a girl boss wasn't good enough. They made the princess save another princess. You ever notice that? They made Princess Peach rescue Princess Rosalina. They made the princess character save another princess character. I guess there's nothing inherently bad with that, but like, yeah, we know why you did that. This film is disappointing. I hate the timeline we live in. You know, when they revealed Fox McCloud before the film came out, everyone was going, well, that would have been a nice surprise to actually see in the film. Same thing with the Pikmins, even though they were just a blink and you'll miss cameo. I kind of feel like, now having seen the film, they announced Fox because even they themselves know, oh, we kind of screwed up with this film. Let's generate some more hype. Because we're going to need to offset all the anger once the film actually comes out. Let's reveal Fox early. Get people more excited, more hyped. I kind of feel like that's why they revealed Fox McCloud. Well, here's my prediction for the third film. Either it's going to be a Mario Party movie or a Mario Sunshine movie. They clearly wanted to do a Mario Odyssey movie here, but like they already did Mario Odyssey. Unless they are so hungry for a Mario Odyssey movie, they're just gonna actually do a Mario Odyssey movie. But I'm predicting the third film, if there is a third film after this tragedy, this travesty, the third film will be either a Sunshine or a Mario Party movie. And I'm gonna predict that they'll introduce Princess Daisy. You know, let Luigi have a romance, because even Luigi himself said, you know, we'll see if Princess Peach has a friend for me. So maybe in the third film, introducing Princess Daisy, if she will be in the third film, we're gonna go to Sarasa Land, you know, where she's the princess of. Anyone else also realize that they kind of switched up the character personalities? Rosalina became Peach, and Peach became Daisy. You ever notice that about this film? So yeah, this film sucks. It's hot garbage. I am severely disappointed. I hate this movie. But, you know, it's still a movie that I will rewatch one day. Just to, you know, scope out any Easter eggs, any characters in the background I may have missed. But yeah, this film is terrible. I hate it. And that is a great shame. It is a severe downgrade from the first film. You know, the first film was great. It was fun. It was simple. And it was just like a wet dream for Mario fans who wanted to see a Mario movie. This one, though, this is a nightmare. Yeah, the Mario Galaxy movie. It is utterly disappointing. They got a little too ahead of themselves. Instead of focusing on Mario Galaxy, they just decided to shoehorn in a bunch of references to other Mario games to the point that they lost the plot and just forgot they were making a Galaxy movie. So, this movie sucks. It's terrible. But if you enjoyed it, by all means, good for you. More power to you. You know, we may be living in the golden age of video game movies, but that doesn't mean the movies will always be good, you know? Oh, you want to hear something crazy? Speaking of good video game movies, I saw that Exit 8 actually beat Sonic 3 on Rotten Tomatoes for the highest rated video game movie. That's insane! Exit 8 beat Sonic 3. And that's actually why, if there was a second post-credit scene, that's why we missed it, because my friends and I, we were actually debating. Do we just want to walk into the Exit 8 screening and just watch it? Do we want to do that? We were debating. But then I told the guys we should probably check the actual screening time and if there are any seats. Like, if it's completely filled, then we can't just take someone else's seat. Not gonna lie, I did look up online to try to see if we could or not. And, you know, not purchase the tickets. But, I don't know, for some reason the website wasn't loading, so we weren't able to see what seats were available, so we decided, screw it. We're not gonna do this. So, Mario Galaxy movie, it's a pile of dog, ass, trash, garbage. You know, because I talked about this movie today, I didn't get a chance to talk about any of the shows, and I am behind on those shows, because new episodes are already coming out. So next time, we have Invincible, The Boys, Daredevil Born Again, Monarch, all to talk about. That is assuming I don't have another movie to watch and go over. Well, I hear that I'm too late to watch Ready or Not 2, because it's already clear and out online, so I may watch that online. But there's still Project Hail Mary and Exit 8 in theaters. I think maybe I'll watch Exit 8 in theaters next week. I do want to see that. That would be a pretty cool film to see on the theater. Especially, not especially, also, same case for Project Hail Mary. God, I love movies. Or at least when they're good. Oh, we also got... See, I don't even have time There's so many things to talk about, like how we just got a first little teaser look at Godzilla Minus Zero. We also got tiny little glimpses into Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. There's a lot of things I didn't even get a chance to talk about just because, you know, I've been speaking about the Mario Galaxy movie for 2 hours. But yeah, I am beyond disappointed. I cannot stress that enough. This movie is horrible. It failed to deliver on its promises of being a Galaxy movie. Not only am I disappointed by the way the movie came out, or actually played out, I am also disappointed that this is what we got. We got what we got. We're never getting a proper Galaxy movie. We never have, and we never will. Like I said, maybe a couple centuries from now, they will do it again, but properly. But by that point, I'll be long gone. Everyone currently will be long gone. So even in the future, in the far future, if there is a proper Mario Galaxy movie, I'll never get to see it. You know, I'll be honest. The only thing I really need from the Mario Galaxy movie, when the movie does come out online, all I need is to look up a video, all Rosalina scenes from the Mario Galaxy movie. That's all I need to rewatch. I don't need to rewatch the rest of the film. That video of like 5 minutes is all I need. Ooh, that's a shiny Gastrodon. Well, at least we got something. We got a shiny to finish off today, so that's nice. Alright, well, I'm gonna end this hateful rant here. May as well put these like that. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Fuck the Mario Galaxy movie.